So, ordinarily, I would talk about topics by trying to just give as many sources as possible and, you know, show my commitment to facts. But from my experience, every time I do that, no one really seems to want to listen. I'm noticing that the less interested in facts and the more affirming that people make their videos, or the more reactionary that they make their videos, the more attention it receives throughout social media. And it can be like any form of social media, not just YouTube. So I'm just going to give my opinion off the top of my head for this one. It's not something I usually do. I usually try to source as much fact-based information as possible to the best of my ability. I'm a fallible human being, just like everyone else. But for this, I'll just, I guess rant off the top of my head. So, the past 3 years now, I can't help but notice that time after time, we in American society are just witnessing all these pro-Christian influencers demonstrate, not just pro-Christian influencers, but people who have positive feelings about Christianity are just demonstrating over and over that they have never read the Bible. They are calling Israel's actions in Gaza demonic, and yet all you have to do is open up your Bible. Not mine, by the way. I don't believe in Christianity. But all you have to do is open up your Bible, read it, and the explanation for their behavior is right there. This is not me making shit up. This is just the truth. Most of these Christian influencers, sorry, I don't want to, spread a wide brush, but most of these Christian influencers have never fucking read their Bible. Most of these Christian YouTubers purporting to have faith in Jesus Christ have never read a word of what this man has actually said. All these times that I was called crazy for criticizing Christianity, and not a single one of these people who are followed by these same social media followers have ever actually read their Bible. I think, honestly, at this point, it's doubtful that the Christian surveys about how many people in America are well-read on the Bible are even true. Like, it's not even just 50% or 25% as some of these surveys suggest. I think people are just lying on these surveys. Really. Because, and I'm just going to let this might sound shocking, but when I speak with Hindus on Discords, Hindus from India, they always comment that Christians in America don't know anything about the Bible. In comparison, the reason India and Russia apparently have such a strong friendship is because Orthodox Christians of Russia know what they're talking about regarding the Bible. That's one of the reasons. Like, this might sound absolutely shocking to people, but it's the truth. Like, none of these people in America who show how Christian they are by having a large audience to buy their merchandise have ever actually read their holy book. Like, there are people, I would give more benefit of the doubt to journalists or people who are just giving the news and just have, like a basic opinion about Christianity and don't really try to promote Christianity. Like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens deserve more heat for this than, say, Kim Iverson. But it's just shocking to me how little these people actually know about their own holy book. Like, they're making videos, essays, all this effort about how demonic Israel is being. Meanwhile, you just have to open up the book of Ezekiel, the prophecy, the Jewish prophecy, right in your own Bible to understand why they're behaving this way. The Abrahamic God literally commands them to slaughter the surrounding area. That's a fact from the Bible. Like, this is why atheists, and why the new atheist movement, or part of the reason why the new atheist movement was such a huge push against all religion. This is why people speak out against Christianity. You are seeing actively the genocide of Gaza, and you didn't put two and two together, that it's not the Schofield Bible. That's a lie. That is just an absolute lie. Because look at how often Christianity, when it has massive influence, creates concentration camps, Native American reservations. That's what inspired Hitler to do the Jewish concentration camps in Nazi Germany. Then there was Japanese encampment, which by definition was concentration camps during World War II by us upon our Japanese Americans. And then now you have Gaza, where we're funding a board of peace to create new concentration camps because of Christian Zionism. So you have to look at just war theory from Christianity. You have to look at the doctrine of discovery and and other such doctrines. You have to look at the entire scope in history and theology of what it is you're actually promoting. The only thing that Jesus Christ was ever consistent about in the Bible, quite honestly, is that everyone should grovel and worship him as a god. That's the beginning and the end of Jesus Christ's teachings. Everything else, every iota of what Jesus Christ says in the Bible, and you can read the Bible, by the way, but everything he says is just a self-contradiction of lies. The Pharisees, quite honestly, were right to criticize this man. And every time there's a mention that, the Pharisees are seeking to kill him, all they're doing is bringing his family in front of him and saying, look, he's lost his mind. Stop him. It's kind of ridiculous. Like Matthew 12. Read Matthew 12. There's this section where they suggest that, the Pharisees are going to try to kill him. Instead, the Pharisees bring his family and say, look at what your son is doing. Could you please just stop him from ranting about how he's God? This is insane. And I'm reading this like, why did anyone believe that this man was God? Like, your own Bible shows repeatedly that this man is just a fraud. Like, read the Bible if you think Jesus Christ is not a fraud. That's just the truth. Why do you think you were never able to convert Hindus? Why do you think you were never able to convert Muslims? Why do you think you're never able to convert Jews? Just read the Bible. Oh my goodness. It's just ridiculous. Why do you think atheism became a thing? The man was a fraud. The only thing you have been teaching and promoting for 2,000 years, as a system, as a Christian system, is fraud. Like Nietzsche said. And we see that every day now, thanks to social media. We see it every single day. Not just with Christian influencers, but even people who are passionate about Christianity and passionate about doing good demonstrate that they have never once read their own holy book. Over and over and over and over again. This is just nonsense. It's to the point that foreign countries, like India, and I'm sure others, are pointing out, what are you talking about with Christianity? Because literally, you just have to open it and read it. You just have to open and read your holy book. Like Tucker Carlson was quoting the Dhammapada of the Buddha, and he thought that was Christian. This is stupid. This is just plain stupidity at this point. There is not going to be another Christian Reformation because literally all you have to do is read the holy book to learn and understand that Jesus Christ was nothing more than a fraud and a liar. That's the truth. And it's like, what are you all doing? How can you have such zest and yet you never spent even like 5 minutes reading your book? You never spent like a day or just once in a year read the whole Bible. Just read all of it. That's all you have to do. And yet you don't do that. You promote a book that you don't understand, that you don't learn from, that you don't read the teachings of. Then you get shocked that people criticize you because you probably assume that they have some sort of ill intent or that they're evil or that it's Satan. And like all you have to do is read the Bible. That's what I'm telling you to do. Just read your Bible to learn that Jesus is a fraud. That's it. And I'm sorry if that sounds offensive, but this has gotten really stupid. Like, beyond normal forms of what I find conscionable anymore. It's just ridiculous that this is even... like, this situation even exists. You've never read the Bible. The Bible is just like some sort of pop culture thing to you. And you don't understand it. You don't understand what you promote. You don't understand the harm it causes. You don't understand the teachings are harmful. You don't understand why people criticize it. You don't understand what the Bible is. You are literally looking at the consequences of the Bible with the Gaza genocide, the attack on Lebanon, and so much else, and you don't understand that this is directly because Benjamin Netanyahu knows and has read the Bible and just uses it as a sort of myth-making to achieve his Greater Judea project. Every time he kills innocent people in Lebanon, Christian Zionists feel pleasure from it because they believe that biblical prophecy is being fulfilled. That's why he's doing it. That's why he violates Trump's directives. That's why he violates the White House. That's why he doesn't care what the U.S. thinks, because like 30% of America thinks that following Benjamin Netanyahu is the path to the second coming of Jesus Christ. That's the honest truth. That's why he behaves this way. That's why he's been so successful. That's why he's able to run circles and spin the Congress, the Supreme Court, and the presidency like wrapped under his thumb. Christianity failed America. You have to accept the reality that we're seeing every day. This is just facts now. Please think about it.